What's the weather like in Kansas? What is it?
It's hot. It's hot. It's about to be like it's been and it will be again over 100 degrees here.
Oh wow.
Hot, dry heat. It's not as humid as
It's scary.
Wow. Okay.
That's like it cuts you. It comes at you.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at us talking about the weather when we've got a celebrity on our podcast.
First of all, welcome back to the Bells Whistles podcast. Ryan Quigley from Bernie, as always. But we have a very special guest.
Oh,
we got how do we even? Where do we even begin?
Where are we?
Singer,
obviously singer, musician, songwriter, musician,
a father,
a father figure.
Okay. Yeah, some would say I'm a father.
A businessman, an entrepreneur. Good Lord, you ever do any philanthropy? Any philanthropy work?
I do way more than I think I should, actually, than I can actually afford to do.
You might be the first.
I'll have you know, he says that every single podcast, and you're the first person to own up to it.
To proudly be a philanthropist. Yeah. Everybody else is like it'll be a guy in his 20s and I'll be like, no. But yeah, man. Roger Ortega, ladies and gentlemen.
Clap
your hands. Oh my God. How you doing, handsome?
I'm good, man. Staying busy, I'm sure we'll talk about a lot of stuff here. But
sure.
I made the mistake that my wife warned me about of planning an album and release and everything during the middle of a cross-country move.
Oh, man.
Yeah, she's like, we talked about it a year and a half ago about the move and the album. She's like, you sure you want to do that? I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll get everything done before we even move. Won't even know that I have an album when we get here.
Cross-country move, because you just moved from New Jersey back to Kansas.
Oh, well, don't just say the name of the single now, don't you?
I was tempted to sing it. It's been stuck in my head.
So yeah, I've been out in New Jersey for 23 years. I moved out there in '98 with my boy band Slow Motion, and we had a production deal. Moved out there to make the album. Things did not work out, unfortunately. Once you sign a contract, or just because you sign a contract,
yeah,
I mean they're going to do anything with you.
Right.
Oh, don't we know it? We've signed plenty of contracts, and as you can tell, nothing's been done with us.
Sir. No, sir.
So that's it. It was just it's time to come home after 23 years. We talked about different areas. We talked about North Carolina, Texas, Florida. It was never really Kansas. It was never going to be Kansas.
Wow.
But ultimately, family won out, and it just kept coming back to family.
So, and you did grow up. You were in Kansas from, I'm assuming, when you were born to when? How old were you when you?
Born and raised in Kansas, made in New York City. And made New Jersey my home. So,
I hear you.
But
are you? This is a very tangent. Are you a Kansas sports fan? Because I've seen you wear all the hats.
Yes, I mean.
Oh, here we go. Take us on. This is what I was talking about. So you're talking Ephraim. Ephraim's excluded.
I'm out of here.
But you're talking to a New York sports fan.
Okay.
So give me your rankings. Like, for example, I'm Knicks, Yankees, Giants, Rangers, and that's really all that matters.
That's all you get.
I want to hear yours.
So I would be Jayhawks first, Kansas Jayhawks.
Congrats on the championship. There you go.
Hey, that's something.
I'm a St. John's fan. I went to St. John's University. No, it's not okay. Terrible fan, but it's fine. Keep going. I'm sorry. Kansas Jayhawks.
It would be the Chiefs and then the Royals.
Pat Mahomes. And then the Royals, okay? Because I want my Yankees to trade for one of your outfielders.
Which one's that?
I want Benintendi on the Yankees.
Oh,
that's who I want.
I wonder who you gonna give. Who you gonna give us?
Oh, you guys.
He's gonna get.
Not that it matters. Like
you'll get a 17-year-old Venezuelan in a farm system who can throw 105 miles an hour, and I think it'll be fine.
He's gonna give you me. You guys get me.
At this point, it might be better than what we've got out there. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In Dominican Republic a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
A lot of Royals hats out there.
For real?
Oh.
Guys, unfortunately, he passed away the year he won the World Series. He was in a car accident in Dominican Republic.
Oh no.
You're Donna Ventura.
Exactly.
There you go.
Oh.
So, not to bring the interview down or anything like that, but I'll bring it back up. Speaking of the World Series,
Yes.
and that happened to be on my wife and I's anniversary. We woke up that Sunday morning. I was like, should I ask? Should I ask? Should I ask? I was like, babe, you want to do something stupid? She's like, what? I was like, the Royals are playing in the World Series tonight. They're playing at Citi Field, which is where the Mets play.
Mm-hmm.
If they win tonight, it'll be on our anniversary and they'll win the World Series. We should go. And without hesitation, she said, let's do it. And so we went and spent stupid money and sat there the entire time, very quiet. And the Mets fans are great. They're
Sure.
I always say they're lovable losers like us,
I beg to that year, that 2015, they were insufferable. Are you kidding me?
Well,
2015 when they made the World Series. Oh my God. They
were cool. They were just giving us shit,
Oh, I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the 8th inning, 9th inning hit, and things turned around, and it was super quiet in that stadium. It was awesome. But we got to be there. I got to see them win the World Series, which is really
That's crazy.
I'm just imagining you in a stadium completely quiet, and then you guys are like just the two of you. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. It was really awesome.
That's crazy.
That's
But
very cool.
Did you actually drive? Like, was it how much?
Yeah,
stuff
so wait,
did you fly?
Let's get this straight. So, born in Kansas, made in New York. I'm actually very interested. I was born in New York. I was made in Taiwan.
It was
You
manufactured.
look
out
like
there.
it.
I know.
I can see it. I can see it.
I came to my own. But you started out in Kansas. What possessed you to come all the way out to our little old town?
So it was really the production deal. I'd always wanted to pursue music, and at the time, technology wasn't what it is now, where we can do this across the country, and I can record here and send, and do it, financially efficient, I should say.
Sure.
Exactly.
So, we had the deal, and we had the opportunity, and my group said, let's do it. And I don't know that I would have done it on my own if it wasn't for those 3 guys, and they're still my best friends on the planet. 2 of them still live out there in New York, New Jersey. One of them actually now lives about 8 minutes away from me. So,
No shit.
but we're
Can you tell I'm sorry to cut you off, but I am interested because we have a lot of the people who listen are aspiring artists. Some of them are aspiring people.
So when they hear you got the deal, that's the little trick that nobody knows about. So how did that happen?
It was actually, it was our manager at the time, Arnold Snell. He just had some connections. He's from New York.
Okay.
I want to say he played for the Giants for a short stint as well. But is that right? I think it was the Giants. I can't remember. It's been so long.
It's not bad.
Better than me.
He had some people that knew some people, and it was connections and us, delivering every single time we were put on the spot to deliver.
Nice.
And it was a pretty awesome time for us. And when it was over, when I was 24, I was like, and the deal had fallen through after we'd gotten there, and nothing was working out. We'd been together about 10 years at that point.
Sure.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I started the group when I was 14.
That's crazy, man.
It was just, other kids were doing whatever they would do at 14. And I was in my grandma's basement with my cousin and my other friend and practicing dance moves. And
Hey, that sounds like what a lot of us did when we were 14.
It's
I'll
true.
tell you. I'll tell you.
yeah, so when it was over, I'll never forget the fight. We got a standing ovation at the Apollo in New York that
No
night.
shit.
Wow.
And we had all been kind of like, again, it was 4 of us living, 5 if you bring in our choreographer, because that's right, he was there. 5 was living in a 2-bedroom shitty apartment in Jersey City. And we were just kind of getting on each other's nerves too. We'd already been there a while. And we were coming down at the World Trade Center, the old World Trade Center, obviously. And they used to have a huge escalator. And I remember being at the top of it, and we're kind of standing there leaving on a high that we just got a standing ovation at the Apollo. And for whatever reason, we started talking about Christmas. And I just asked one of the guys in the group, and I knew his answer, and I knew it was going to start a fight. And I said, hey, man, I said, so you going home for Christmas? He's like, nah, man, I'm just going to stay here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, why aren't you going home for Christmas? I was like, it's Christmas, man.
Yeah.
And then that little stupid thing just ignited was the spark that ignited the flame that about 4 o'clock in the morning, that happened about 11 or so. By 4 o'clock in the morning, ended, well, fuck you, fuck it, I quit. Well, you're kicked out anyway. And that was it.
No.
That was the end of slow motion, which was really awkward because we still lived with this guy.
Yeah.
For 2 or 3 months afterwards, and for like a month or two, no one talked to him, and it's hard because it was our best friend. He's now, he still is my best friend. It was crazy. That's just it, when you're kind of in a situation and you're frustrated with what's not happening, and
Oh, you don't have to tell us about that.
it's just you just kind of start to irritate each other, and that's sadly how it ended. But we had a reunion of sorts several times.
Okay.
And at my wedding, my wife was able to get everyone to come back together because I met my wife at our last show in Kansas.
Oh.
So
What?
An
Oh, so
OG
she's from Kansas
groupie.
as well.
yeah, exactly.
An
She's
OG.
That's crazy.
Her name is Heather, and I call her my hoe because it's her initial, Heather Ortega. And
Now, be honest. Did you call her that before she took your last name?
No, I did. She was.
Row and Ho. That's hey.
That's it. On our wedding invites, you put the, I don't know what's called, acronyms or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
With the last name, just the initials. And, it seems that when I was looking at things, it looked like it was always the woman's name first. So it was like H.
Yeah.
And then we had the O and then the R. And I'm like, we got to switch that because that says whore.
Oh no.
Just is how
Oh no.
That's pretty good.
That's
But,
pretty
hey, man,
good.
First, we have to say it out loud. Congratulations, not only on just coming back home, but on the new album, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, man. So it must have been because it was tough for everybody with the whole COVID thing, right? And especially when I'm sure you were doing shows and stuff leading up to that, and I'm sure it knocked you in the balls in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
So maybe just talk a little bit about what you're up to now and how you're kind of using this as a, I don't even want to say a fresh start because you've been doing stuff no matter what, but you know what I mean? So what's it like to be back home and have this new plan?
Well, I mean, I'll go back to COVID real quick because it was COVID that I'm, God bless, the people that got sick and passed away and lost their jobs and whatnot and had a really rough time during COVID.
Sure.
For me, I was very lucky. We were okay. And,
Okay.
In every way. And I thoroughly enjoyed being home with my girls. And it kind of made me realize, that this next album was going to be my last full-length album.
Yeah.
Because, the first, from 2012 to 2019, 2020,
Yeah.
it was a world when it's a lot of hustle. Being an independent artist, not having the machine behind you, doing everything yourself. Granted, I have my management team and they do a lot, so I don't want to say do it all myself. But a lot of it falls on me to do the actual work.
Well, of course. Yeah.
So it's a grind, it's a hustle, and I was like, man, I don't know, I'm ready for new things. And sitting in COVID, or in the lockdown or the stay at home, whatever you want to call it, really kind of opened my eyes to, I think I am ready to try different businesses, different things, and things I want to do with my wife and opportunities that we want to explore. So
They can't pin you down. They can't make you one thing.
So but I did teach myself how to play the piano during COVID.
I taught myself guitar.
Oh, nice. I tried that, and it took me a year to learn one song, and I'm like, let me try this. And I just kind of...
I taught myself resilience. I'll tell you that. I'll say that.
Yeah. So, but now the album, that sparked the the idea that I wanted the album to be called Midwest Charm, just kind of based on obviously my upbringing and my charm.
Oh.
Oh, that's talk about something that, you know, just as a parent, that's, you know, needs no explaining.
No, sir.
And so we had a what we called our East Coast parents out in New Jersey, New York, and it was my wife's boss. I worked for them for a short time as well, and they didn't have kids out there, and they had some nieces and family, but they weren't really around as much because they were off living their lives. And our family being back in Kansas, we all kind of filled a void for each other. And they took us in. And when I say they took us in, man, I mean, like, they had, we spent holidays with them, vacations. They kept the yacht in the British Virgin Islands. And they would take us out there for 10 days or so, and we wouldn't pay for it. They would not let us pay for anything. Never let us pay for anything when we were with them.
Are they still adopting? What's the idea? What's the idea there?
Yeah, he passed away in 2016.
Oh no!
And you know, it was funny. We always wondered, these people were so good to us. I'm like, how do you repay people like that? And when he got sick, that's when we were like, okay, we're here to take care of these people. This is why God put this. Is they're taking care of us. Now it's our turn.
Yeah.
And we took care of them until, you know, he passed away. Then we started taking care of her, and she unfortunately passed away last March, or about a year and a half ago. Okay. And that's when we were like, okay, where are we going to go? Like, what do we want to do? Because nothing's holding us here now. We wanted to leave sooner, but we didn't want to leave her alone. Yeah. And so that's when we planned the move to Kansas. And that's when I started writing the song Back to Kansas. And I thought, let me just write this song. It's just the story of the last 23 years. I wasn't trying to write a hit song. I wasn't trying to write something catchy. I just wanted to tell the story. And I knew that writing this song, I'm like, well, you know, it will be attractive to some people. And my fan base, who's been with me for a while, would like to know some of this story. There's some things I hadn't shared until this song, you know, and it touches on not only the good times and the success, but the fact that, you know, when we had our first daughter, we had no money. Like, we were on government assistance, you know, at that point to get her through and get us through at that time. You know, talk about how I got burned out with music after the group, and, you know, got a job, and then 9/11 took that away from me. And so it's a cool story, I think. Yeah. It's a successful story. And, you know, one of my favorite lines in that song is, sometimes when you're chasing that ring, you don't realize that you're living your dream, because the whole time you just kind of, you never really look back when you're really focused. Sure. And back and I'm like, man, the albums did well, blah, blah, blah. You know, I get to go to the Grammys, and both of the Grammys, and you know, I've got a great life now. Like, we're no longer where we were with my daughter. You know, when we were back then. You know, we bought and we sold our house, and now we're in Kansas, and it's been a success story. Someone asked me, do you feel like you failed? Is that why you're going back to Kansas? I'm like, no, are you kidding me? Like,
it's because you won.
Yeah, and that was always the plan, was to come out here or come out there, go out there, make as much money as we could, and then go somewhere where it would go further. You know? And that's what we're doing, man. That's what we're doing.
And you know what's got to feel kind of cool is starting with your, I imagine it was your first daughter. That's when you were kind of going through it, and where you are now, she's been able to see it happen, you know, like that's a great kind of, you know, we'll have her on the podcast next, but she's been able to see how it came to be, all your hard work. She grew up seeing hard work pay off like that. That's a gift that you can give somebody.
You know, it's funny. I signed with an independent label to be a writer. Back in 2010, 2011, something like that. And when they presented me with the opportunity to do an album, I told them no for a good solid 2 months. So I'm 36 years old at the time. I'm 36 years old. Like, nobody's gonna take me serious as a R&B pop singer. I don't want to be laughed at. Blah blah blah. And they kept saying, no, there's a demographic for you. There's a market. You just got to write towards that market, and you know, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so finally I was like, man, I wanted to show my daughter, like, this is why I came out here. I want to show her to never give up on your dreams, no matter what. You know, if you something you want to do, you fucking do it. That's it.
Yeah.
And you know,
That's why we do a podcast.
Just as we always wrote it up.
As we always
I'd
dreamed.
be sweating my ass off in my apartment doing a podcast. Young Ryan, you've made it.
oh well, I mean, it's funny how some forms of success don't translate to other forms. I do a silly show called Sunday Night Soft Rock with RO, and it's stupid. Just, you know.
I watched the last episode this morning. Yeah, no, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. It's just a good hangout, man.
But it's like, you know, getting those fans that buy the album to just come over and hang out here. You know, I thought, oh, this will be good. We'll have a nice, get some viewers here. And then, I mean, some nights I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Is they got people hanging out with us? I'm like, why do I even fucking do this? But but I realized too that one of the main reason I do it is just to hang out with my friends. You know,
Sure.
You know,
That's
and just
true.
talk shit and
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's all this is.
We have our friends on, and then we'll talk shit about them on the next episode.
It's true.
You know who you are. But I do want to ask you a question. Truth Serum, you're a charmer.
Put him in the veins.
You're a charmer. You're a humble guy. You know, you're a family man. I know all this. But Truth Serum injected to your veins.
There's got to be a little something.
No. Do you walk around Kansas like a fucking god?
That's all. Yeah.
let me say this.
Come on. How many R&B stars could there be in Kansas? Come on.
There's a couple things I want to talk about.
Roger, this is exactly how someone who is a god in Kansas introduces what they're about to say. There's a couple. Let me get one thing straight.
So, yeah. For years, since I grew up, there was this hamburger joint. It's called the Prize Package. It's in like one of the worst areas in Topeka, Kansas, where I'm from. But I grew up on that stuff, and it's the best burgers I've ever had. You know, long story short, just skip all the bullshit just for the sake of time. I don't pay for my fucking burgers there anymore, man.
No way.
That's the dream.
And I'm like, wow, like this is love. Like the first time that happened, I'm like, here, and they're like, no, it's on us. We love you. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And so I went back, you know, intending to pay. Every time I go, I intend to pay. I really do. And I do. I give them the card. And one time I had this huge order, and I was like, take the card. So they took the card. I left. They swiped it, of course. I checked my bank account. They charged me like $2 for like tons of food. And I'm like, man. And so this was when I knew it was something, man.
I was gonna say, man, I was expecting women throwing themselves at you, paparazzi, people asking for photos. This is by far the most impressive thing you could have told me.
This is not how it all started, but I was supposed to fly from here I was headlining a show, a festival actually in my hometown, and there was a layover in Chicago. Get to Chicago, I think I'm there on a Friday, and the flight gets canceled. They can't book me again until Sunday night. The show was Saturday. I was really disappointed because my favorite place, Harold's Prize Package, they close at 5:00. And it's always my first stop when I get there. Yeah. But they were going to shut down for 2 weeks for renovations.
Sure.
So I was just going to completely miss.
You were going to miss them. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I rented a car, and I, stupidly don't do this. I'm not, endorsing this, but I went live, and
I'll endorse it. I'll do it.
Yeah,
whatever he's about to say, I'm going to endorse that. Yeah.
We will be doing it next week.
Yeah, exactly. I went live, and I'm driving. And I tell everyone the story, like, hey guys, I'm trying to get home, blah, blah, blah. So I rented a car. I'm gonna drive from Chicago, whatever, 8, 10, whatever hours it was to get there. I said, sadly, I'm gonna miss, Harold's Prize Package. As soon as I was done with that video, about 10 minutes later, the owner of Prize Package called, and they were like, Roger, you want your burgers? We are going to stay open as late until whenever you get here. Take your time. Don't hurry. We're going to have the Roger Ortega special.
Oh.
And we'll run that special until you get here. And I was like, man, that's it. That's it, man. I called my best friend who knows the place as well, the one that we kicked out of the group. Slash he quit. You know, I was like, bro, I don't fucking need anything else, bro. I made it. I said, I've got free burgers at Harold's. Like, that's it.
You're done. You got it. It's funny. Yeah. When you said kicked out of the group, right, when you were setting that story up, this is something that popped into my head, and now it's popping back into my head. Because you said it was Christmas time, and it was a silly little argument that we had, right? And there was, in all honesty, I did think you were going to ask your friend, so, do we believe in Santa Claus? And that was what broke up the group.
God, that would have been a much better story. I might just start using that.
The big man.
I mean, similar to that, like I don't smoke or do anything like that. I barely drink, although I did get really trashed with my wife last week at a club here in Kansas City.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, there you are.
But anyway, I remember being home and we were like, I said, I don't know how it came up, but my boy Billy, you know, Billy's on my Sunday night show. He's the one that we had the issues with.
Yeah.
But he was like, he goes, yeah, we said something about smoking weed or whatever. He goes, yeah, I've done it. You know, I've smoked with my sister last time I was home. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, we don't do that shit. I literally grabbed a table and flipped it over, went and punched a hole in the sheetrock in our room, like just like over some fucking weed. Like I look back at that, I'm like, oh man. Like, because I think when I started this group, we were all anti-drug, you know, we were.
Yeah, you were cool kids.
Straight edge.
Come on.
I'm 24 and I'm still trying to live that, you know.
I can't believe you punched a hole in the wall.
I know, I can't even.
That's wild,
after we moved out, that hole was still there for years because Billy still lived there a few years after we moved out, and it was still there.
So at no point while you were all living together, and he's quit the band, does anybody want to sit down and be like, hey, I know he's in the other. This is a little silly, huh? We all moved out. We don't want to like get back together.
You know what's funny is that was the second time he got kicked out.
Oh no!
What?
I honestly.
This is like this weird Jersey Shore environment of a boy band.
I don't remember why the first time. We were in Kansas at the time,
yeah.
But I remember we tried different members and we were like, man, this just isn't working. Like, man, we got to go talk to Billy. And so we all got together one night and we knew that he was, we texted him or do we text him? Do we have text? We might have even paged him. I don't know. But we made arrangements to meet him at this restaurant that he worked at, that he was a bouncer at. And so it was a bouncer because they turned it into a club at night, not because it was a rough fucking restaurant. We went there and I'll never forget. He had his like leather jacket on or whatever. And we're like, hey, what's up? He's like, what's up, fellas? And he's sitting across the table from the three of us. Three of us are on one side of the booth. And he's fucking idiots, man. I'm telling you. And so we're like, hey, man, so, you know, want to know if maybe you'd like to come back to the group. I thought you'd never ask. I've been waiting. And I was like, cue the love music, and we're hugging, and we're all happy, and it was great, man. We had a great.
That's amazing. You didn't tell me that he was Batman.
That's how he fucking talks like that, man. I kid you not.
Man, this weird Jersey Shore meets Disney Channel original movie. That's something else, man.
I don't think I've ever shared any of that shit with anybody. Like, this is great.
I'm so glad you did. We're a safe space.
The one thing that I want to. This is a huge sidestep, but I do want to make sure that we talk about it because it's so interesting to me, at least.
Sure.
Because I'm sure as an independent artist, and an entrepreneur, self-starter, so you got to look into all opportunities. I think if you give me 1,000, Ryan, you have to come up with 1,000 ideas on how to like make money, how to promote yourself, so you know, build your brand, so on and so forth. If you give me 1,000 chances, I don't think I come up with I throw my own cruise. I don't think I get there, and I mean that with respect. But I do. I want to know.
How did it come to be?
You got to talk about your cruise, and you got to talk about how it came to be, because I am hooked, and I want one for myself.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's really freaking easy to do.
Yeah.
We just, I've been on a few New Kids on the Block cruises. I'm a huge fan of New Kids on the Block. For those that don't know, huge boy band from the '80s and
Yeah.
the 80s. Those guys came back in 2008 and started doing it better than ever. And their fans are super loyal. They can do a cruise and sell out the whole damn boat. That's not my situation. My situation is a cruise group, right? But I have a friend who is a travel agent. I guess he's a travel agent, what you call him. But he was kind of a liaison for Norwegian Cruise Lines. And he approached me about doing it. And I was like, man, I can't fill up a boat. There's no way. He goes, no, here's what we do. He's like, I've already talked to Norwegian. We'll do like a cruise group type thing. You'll have your events, you'll have your certain space and everything like that. And anything you guys want to do, as long as it doesn't interfere with everything else, you can do it. And so I was like, okay, but what are we talking about? And he's like, well, he goes, for one, your cruise is going to be free. And I was like, well, there we go. All right, now we're talking, And so
stop right there. That's it. Yeah.
Talked about, how we could make money on it. And it was a really friggin' awesome idea. And nobody, at least at my level that I know of, was doing that yet.
Yeah.
And so we did it, and it was awesome. It was a success, and we decided to do another one. And I think on this one, the first one we only had maybe, I want to say somewhere between 25 and 30 people come with us.
We don't have 25, 30ty people following us.
Oh my
so
gosh! You're tell them
that's-
to come on. Tell them to come on our cruise.
It's amazing.
One,
yeah.
The one we planned for 2020, I was super excited because I think we had like somewhere between 60 and 70 people coming, and
That's crazy.
and it was just going to be awesome. But COVID, and here we are. So we decided to redo. I don't know. It's a play on the it's a pun. It's a bad pun. I don't know that many people get it if you don't understand French or even know the French.
Redo.
That's what we're calling RO Cruise 2. Redo. Exactly. And so, I wasn't. The first cruise was 7 days. That's a lot for a solo artist to. It's a long time to be on.
Yeah.
So I thought the next one we're gonna do is 4 or 5 days. That's it. And then I saw that the 7-day cruise was going to Tortola, which is one of the places that we used to go on the yacht. It's kind of coming around here.
Wow, look at that.
A lot of my fans have, get on cruises and they haven't been to Tortola, which is in the British Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
And so it was a stop on this 7-day cruise. And I was like, this is the one. I want to take my fans someplace they've never been. And because, a lot of people have been to the Bahamas. A lot of people have been to, Bermuda and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of these cruises go to those places, but not a lot of them, that my fans have done go to Tortola. So we're going to hit Dominican Republic. Then we're going to hit St. Thomas.
Yeah.
And then Tortola, which is British Virgin Islands, and then Great Stirrup Cay, which is Norwegian's, private island or whatever. I think people can find out all the information at that about that at rocruise.com.
Oh.
And one of the best parts about this cruise, I always say this, man, is you get 2 of 4 perks are included in your cabin, which is, I think, for 2 people total, it's like $2,600, something like that. For 7 days, that's pretty damn awesome. But the most, popular package or perk that everyone chooses is the unlimited alcohol package. 7 days. It's included. Yeah, man. For like, typically, on cruises, those things cost like $400 or $500 extra.
Yeah.
But this one's included, and that's the one everybody goes for.
I'm gonna sign up today. Hey, do we get anything for having you on the show?
Yeah, where are our tickets, Roger?
I'll
Huh?
buy your drinks, guys.
He'll buy our drinks once we get the free alcohol package.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good, man.
Cool, man.
You're pretty good to your fans, I gotta say. You do a
That's
pretty good
badass.
job. You take good care of them.
Well, they take good care of me, man. And I was just telling someone, I'm like, these women, I don't call them girls. My demographic's a little more experienced, but they you know, they send things to my girls for Christmas. They send things
Oh,
to me,
wow.
random things. They're really cool, man. It's really super nice, supportive people, man. And I'm blessed. I'm really blessed that they've stuck with me as long as they have. Shit, it's been
awesome,
like
man.
10 years. So
Badass.
That's so cool. Now, I wanted to say a little bit now that I've got you here, because a lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually trying to emulate a lot of what you're doing. As you could as you can see, you've got this lovely picture of you behind you.
yes, yeah.
Take some. I have behind me up here some baby pictures of myself. So I'm working my way up until I get a big poster of you, of me like you. You know, like that.
Baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps.
It takes time.
It takes time, but
What we're talking about there.
There you go. There he is. There he is.
I got that actually for the first cruise. That's why we got it. But I had nothing else to do with it. And they like said this space here just kind of needed something. So I'm waiting for my friends to come over and just give me shit about having a fucking life size larger than life poster because I'm not that tall. Just be hanging up in my own house.
what I wanted, and we'll see how much advice you can give me. But I was also in a band when I was 14 that I started,
wow.
and I wanted to see if you could give me just some pointers. If I were to show you, not a video or anything, but
you're a stylish guy. You know
You're
what
a
I'm saying?
stylish
You're a
guy.
stylish guy. You know what it you have a certain je ne sais quoi about you. You know you know what it takes to make it in this business long term.
So I
what
wanted-
advice? Go ahead.
I'm going to show you what my bands. We were 14. I think maybe when we took this, we were 16. So you're getting us a little experienced into the game at that point. These were our pictures of our first professional photo shoot. I've got two. I'm going to show them to you right here. Can you see this?
Hey.
I haven't seen these either, Roger, but I'm.
Wow. Wait, which one are you? Hold on.
I'm this one.
Oh,
I'm this one right
whoa,
here.
wow, that's you. Yeah, with the
Little tie and the hat.
Okay, so what year was this? There's a lot of years. Looks like it's going on in there. What year was that? Tell me it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, this was yesterday. This was I believe it was 2012 when we did this.
Wow.
who took these? Who
This
took
was-
these photos?
Okay, so I'm trying to think about what kind of band you
This
guys
was-
are.
While you're figuring that out, maybe you can
Oh, they
tell
were a
us.
gospel band. This is a gospel group, obviously.
Right, obviously.
This is them worshiping.
We were doing interpretive jazz.
There you go. Wow, man. That's interesting.
I just want you
You're
to know
being very polite,
You're
Roger.
being very polite.
You're being very, you said anytime anybody says interesting.
I don't know. I'm really at a loss. I mean, are those
Ryan, why don't you rate my fit here? Why don't you give
All
something
right.
Roger a star?
So I'm seeing something of a Fred Flintstone vibe.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
A Fred Flintstone, a beige Fred Flintstone. And it's not particularly working for me.
I mean, was it kind of maybe a homeless Fred Flintstone?
A homeless Fred Flintstone in a 1930s movie. Yeah, I think that's what I'm getting from you, Ephraim. For me, it's a solid 2.7
Out of 5?
out of 20. This is not okay ever in my book.
All right. So you've seen that. I did change to a red fedora.
Wow. All right.
But you've maintained the Fred Flintstone vibe somehow.
and incorporated Barney Rubble at the same time.
Yes. This is
The
horrible.
guy with the ears. That's
This is my buddy. He did have the ears with the hat.
You can tell he's the bad boy.
He's the bad boy of the group.
Yes. And
This
then over
was-
here on the right. There's always there's always a gay guy in the group. In this case, maybe a couple. I don't know what's going on here.
Neither one of these boys were a couple at the time, but it is true. But they sure didn't know how to behave in public.
I love that.
This is great. This was
and the guy over here from Woodstock.
yeah.
Yeah, he's my favorite. Yeah, no, hippie Ron Weasley.
It kind of reminds me of dude. You guys remember? I don't know if you remember Mick Foley, the wrestler. He played
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude Love. Like this guy's totally Dude Love. I don't know. But
I hear it. I hear it.
If you're watching right now or listening, we've got you. We'll have you on the podcast, and you can defend yourself.
that's all. I love it. Yeah. Listen, I can't talk about on those pictures. I mean, it's. I remember our first pictures.
Here, I'll stop to
I
share.
wish I had them like readily available. It was. I mean. Remember I talked about one guy being gay in the group? Like, you would have thought this whole group was gay. Like, can we even say that? I don't want to offend anybody.
No.
But,
It's brotherly love.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the whole, like, I had a bunch of hair back then, man. Now I'm completely bald now. But I had...
You got it. It rocks. You got naughty nature on your hat. That's, you make it work.
Yeah, man. But yeah, there were some really bad photos, bad outfits, and stuff. All that stuff.
Well, I'm glad that you gave me, the critique that I needed. I think we can go back and get the band back together again.
Yeah, you could do that, man.
Yeah,
I thought maybe you guys were a hip hop band. I wasn't sure,
We didn't really know what we did. Mostly covers of the Monkees.
No way, for real?
That was what we did. It was a lot of that. It was something. We played at our middle school talent show. That's how we all started. We were called the Westies because we all lived on the Upper West Side, and we thought we were pretty sick.
That is the widest name.
That was it. We were the Westies. Oh, sure.
Tell me a group named the Westies, and I'll show you a bunch of white guys that
are dressed silly.
Little white boys.
Love it.
Hey,
Did you guys win the talent show?
No. No. We did not win the talent show. We didn't know. Most of us did not know how to play our instruments.
Oh,
It was one of those kinds of boy bands, I'm afraid.
well, that's how you start. I remember in 4th grade there was a talent show at our school, and I went up to one of my friends, at the time, and I said, "Hey, man, there's a talent show." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." I said, we should do it, man." He said, "What are you gonna do?" I was like, "We'll be a band." He goes, "None of us play any instruments." And I was like, "Yeah."
So
So
I was so mad. I was like, "I just shot my dream down." Like,
but one of the very sweet things you've just said to us here was you were like, "Yeah, that's how you start," as if that wasn't what we were doing year 6 into the.
I would say, when I started my group, man, we sucked. We sucked. We were just a bunch of cute kids doing something positive. No drugs, blah, blah. We're up there singing, our favorite song. And then we went through and we changed members. I had my cousin and my friend at the time. They didn't have the drive or want to do it at the level I wanted to do it. So eventually we changed members and whatnot. And then we went through like what I call our puberty stage. It was a really awkward trying to sing a cappella. We weren't really great singers, but we were trying to learn harmonies and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then, we were pretty awkward for a couple of years. We would run into restaurants, and I don't know why we would do this, but we wanted everyone to hear it. We thought we were great, but we would go sit in restaurants at a booth, not even order shit, maybe water, and then just start singing. And then we would get kicked out. And then we
get kicked out?
Yeah, we would always get kicked out. But the thing about it was we just wanted people to hear us. And like I said, we would call people on the phone. We would go to the mall and just start singing until we got kicked out.
I love that. I love you calling people on the phone and singing to them. That is absolutely a Disney movie. That's yeah.
It is.
Getting kicked out of the restaurant. That's amazing. That's so good.
Yeah. But the group of guys that we had, they were as driven as I was. And we would practice anywhere we could. We all had jobs in high school, and sometimes we would practice at 2:00 in the morning at a car wash because we loved the acoustics.
Yeah.
I remember one time we had a show in St. Louis or something, and we were practicing in a McDonald's bathroom at 6 a.m. because it was the only place that was open. And I'm telling you, man, it's ridiculous. But we were driven, man. We were driven, and eventually somehow paid off.
Yeah, that's
So
the ticket. Yeah.
The last quick question before we start transitioning into like our closing bits and stuff. But, so like, in the same vein, I know you have daughters. One of them turns to you and says, "Daddy, I think I want to be a singer. I want to be a musician." Obviously you support whatever, but like, what's like the one or two pieces of like core advice that you would give to somebody young that you care about, that you want to see succeed in the business like you did?
Develop your songwriting skills, because it's I don't say it's easier to be a songwriter, but you have more opportunity and more options as a songwriter than an artist. Being an artist is hard work, and sometimes it's luck, man. I feel like I got lucky with the timing and everything of social media and whatnot, but now it's just saturated. It's really hard for independent artists to really do it and take support themselves. So I would say songwriting, because everyone's going to need a song at some point. There are people, the freaking Bee Gees are still writing songs for people and getting paid thousands and thousands of dollars to do it. They don't have to perform anymore, but they're also cashing royalty checks, hand over.
Yeah, they were. I think they were okay even beforehand, but
that might be, but just when I look at some of these artists that were out 20, 30 years ago, and I see their names on songs that are out now, it's pretty crazy. Like, I'm like, that's where it is, man. You just gotta write for people and let that income just generate itself.
That's a great piece of advice. That's really that's very smart. Well, what do we think we ought to do? Should we ought to do some of these quick fire questions, as I've heard?
But do you really think it's a good idea?
I think it's about as good an idea as I've ever had.
Okay, well, perfect as always. Roger, this is more for you, but every single episode, shout out to wordgenerator.com. They have a section called Random Question Generator, and it allows me to generate. I type in 10, and they give me 10 random questions that I don't know, you don't know, only this robot knows. And your job is to answer them as quickly as humanly possible while still being some semblance of truthful. Now, the catch is it always takes 5-10 minutes to do.
It always takes way too long. So no one's ever been quick.
No one's ever been quick, so it's really not that serious.
I can be quick. Ask my wife.
Hey! Whoa!
Hey, yo! Let's do it!
Whoa!
Let's get this done.
Heather, you're welcome on the podcast anytime.
Defend him.
Okay. So yeah, everything makes sense. We're just gonna go through these questions. We're gonna do it.
All right. If you see my camera up, I want to get just a little clip while we're doing it.
Yeah. Come on. Why not?
Oh.
Copyright infringement.
Oh, come on.
But we will sue you. We will. You'll hear from our lawyers.
We're represented by Disney.
All right.
Roger Ortega, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right.
3, 2, 1. What is something that you would really like to try again?
Oh my gosh, you're right. These do take a long time. Gosh, hold on.
No, you got it.
We get them.
We get them.
Okay. All right. Something that I would really like to try again. God dang. I'm trying to think of something.
You could say redo. You could say the tour.
Cruise. That's right. I definitely want to try the cruise again. But I'm gonna go with like zip lining. I loved zip lining.
Oh.
I'm scared of heights, which is kind of why I'm hesitant. But.
Okay. That's good. That's a good one.
How many chances do you give a person before you write them off?
Way too many. Probably. I don't think I've ever written anybody off.
Good God.
Oh, you're nice. You're a nice guy. That's the thing.
If you knew you could live forever, how would you spend your days differently?
How would I spend my day differently? If I knew I could live forever, then I would eat whatever the fuck I want and not worry about heart attacks. So
yeah, that's a good. That's the honest answer. Honestly,
of all the things you've bought in your life, what has been your worst purchase?
The worst purchase. My wife's first 2 wedding rings because she lost them.
Oh no! Oh
Heather,
no!
Explain yourself.
She lost them. She was getting out of a car. They were in her lap when she was putting lotion on. They fell out. But I replaced them last year, actually.
That's a
Man.
Bigger and better.
That's a curious. I'll let you go, but losing the ring when you're putting lap in your car, lotion in your lap in the car, is one of the first ones I've heard. But okay.
What's something that you believe you'll never be able to do well?
Play guitar.
There you go.
Hey, I couldn't do it.
How difficult is it for you to try new things?
Not difficult at all. Unless it has to do with my butt. And I'm not doing anything. So that's it. How's that for it?
I was like in the zone and ready to keep going. Like that registered with me, like on delay. But that's the best answer we've ever received on this program.
I'm like, what? You're not gonna try something new?
What was the situation where you laughed the hardest you ever have?
This podcast.
Literally about
No.
30 seconds ago.
No.
You know, I have this thing about watching people fall.
Oh,
Yeah, I can laugh at myself when I fall too. But one time, my friend Billy, who we kicked out of the group, pushed me off a balcony.
I love how every 10 minutes, Billy, who we kicked out of the group,
That guy ruined his life. Ruined his life.
poor Billy.
He pushed me off a balcony one time. We were working construction one summer/winter, and there was a big snow pile. And I wanted to jump, but I'm scared of heights, as I mentioned. And he jumped off into the pile, no problem. Second floor balcony. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Okay, couldn't do it. He's like, I said, you want me to do it again? I said, yeah. So he comes back up on the balcony, and he goes, you gonna go? And I'm like, yeah, I'll go. I said, let me go first. So I'm standing there, 2 hands on my back, I'm flying through the air, land like Peter Griffin, and I laughed my ass off. I couldn't believe he fucking pushed me off a balcony. So
Damn.
I'm gonna say that much.
That's a really good one. That's very good.
Of all the problems in the world, which one would you like to see solved first?
God, I want to say hunger.
World hunger.
I feel like if everybody had money, then that problem would solve itself.
That could be, yeah. So perhaps.
And there's always peace. Gosh, I want to give everybody money because then
I think that seems fair.
money doesn't solve everything,
But it helps.
Money for sure solves some things. it definitely helps sometimes.
You know what? You could have said that would have made my day. More subscribers to our channel.
Yes.
We're approaching 250. How do you best like your ice cream?
Oh,
You have to
my
answer in a
favorite.
British accent for this one.
Like I like my women, vanilla.
Oh.
I'm very
Oh.
I like vanilla.
No butt stuff.
No, but I don't listen. I mean, I don't. I mean, vanilla. Like I've always and people I say this all the time. Like I love my wife. I married her. I love white women. I married one.
Sure.
Oh.
I love all women. I love all women. But I do love my ice cream. I love vanilla ice cream. It's my favorite.
Sorry to laugh, but you did try and rein it back in. You were like, but trying to honor the question. I do enjoy vanilla.
But I do like it with the chocolate cake. Like that's my favorite combination.
Hey yo.
Hey, it's a birthday party.
And then
This is the last one?
What's something that you believe that most other people don't?
I believe that most other people don't.
Well, this could be a way that you could really just change the entire vibe of the thing. If you were like,
I'm gonna be positive here. I think that I believe if I can do it, anybody can do it, and that's what most people don't believe. I think that a lot of. I'm sorry to get all serious on it.
no, that's nice. That's nice.
Bob, I guess, but I'm like, I'm no different than anybody else, and I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I haven't missed a workout in
1,500 days or something. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, 1,700 today was 33 consecutive workouts. Wow. And the last workout that I missed was in 2016. I work out 6 days a week, and I document this on Instagram, you know, so nobody calls me a liar. But you know, people are always like, "Oh, I wish I could do what you do." I'm like,
You can.
you just
Anybody,
gotta
nothing
want
can
it.
stop you.
You gotta want it more than you don't. That's it.
Yeah.
You just gotta want it more than you don't. And
Yeah.
with like the music thing, I'm like, you just gotta be persistent, and you gotta want it. And so believing that in yourself is something I don't think a lot of people do.
Roger.
That's
Ortega.
great. What a great
Roger
answer.
Ortega.
You could have totally been like,
Outstanding.
you're like, what do I believe that most people? Well, obviously the Earth is flat, but you know.
Back to the whole you know, King of Kansas type thing.
Uh-huh.
I actually said those words to somebody. I think it was my brother or somebody. I can't remember, because my brother's always giving my mom shit about me being her favorite. She put up this whole like it was like this pictures and all sorts of stuff for my birthday. And he's like, "Why are you doing this?" Like, he's not even here. Like, he lives in New Jersey. And she's like, "Well, it's his birthday, you know." And he's like, "Yeah, but you made him a cake, and he's not even here." And so, like, whenever I come home, he's always like, you know, she's always like, well, she just feeds me. She'll make everything.
Yeah.
And so when I came back, he was like, "Mom, blah 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 blah." I'm like, "The king is returned, man. It's all good.
The king is
You're gonna
returned.
get
King
yours
is
now.
returned,
Back to
baby.
Kansas. Back to
Back to
Take
Kansas.
take care of everyone."
Love it, man.
All right,
so
so
We're wrapping up, and we reckon it's time for you to look into the camera.
do a
and
little
tell
bit of
everybody
pitching.
a little bit of plugging, all your links, etc.
We don't make it that easy though.
We
Okay.
You just don't.
We like to make it a little more difficult. We like to make you look a little stupid. Okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Which
But
I
it's
would
gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult.
Somebody
for a guy like you.
somebody of your caliber.
48-year-old I'm a 48-year-old man who wears his hat to the side. You can't make me look that much more stupid. We'll see.
So normally we do like a silly gimmick, depending on the guest, whatever, or like I'll play acoustic guitar. We're not going to do that. We're inspired by your buddy Nitty Green. Shout out to Nitty, who was last week's podcast, if you haven't watched it already. To your latest song, we want you to sing pitch where you want people to go.
Do you think you can pull it off?
Okay.
At least the bar, you know, a little, or do the hook or whatever.
You don't have to do the whole thing.
But a little
But
bit.
if-
You got to give us a little something. You got to show
And you
off
have
the
time to
pipes.
think about it.
Verse? Let me see. Let me get the verse here. Go to RogerOrtega.com
Ooh.
and click the link. See the social media links, whatever. I'll follow you back if you follow me.
Oh,
RO Cruise, pre-save the Spotify link. That's all. I'll stop there.
no,
Fair enough.
that's
Fair
all
enough.
you need. That's all
Fair
you need
enough.
right there. That's great.
It's true. Do it.
We've had
Oh.
people that have come on and have just started sobbing.
Collapsed. You know who you are. No, but that was good. Okay, you've played our reindeer game.
That's great.
Look into the camera. Tell America everything what you want them to do, what they need to sign up for, where they can download, where they can purchase, all X, Y, and Z. Look into a camera. Tell them what to do. We're going to support you.
All right. RogerOrtega.com has the links to all of my social media. You follow me, I'll follow you back. We'll be friends. I always say that because, you know, I try to be friends with everybody. I try to build that rapport. RogerOrtega.com gives you all the social media links. You can pre-save my upcoming single, Back to Kansas. On Spotify, the link is there. You can check out the RO Cruise information there on RogerOrtega.com as well. You can buy music, you can stream music, you can see what's going on in my life. Yeah, that's it. RogerOrtega.com for all your Roger Ortega needs.
Love it.
Hey,
Oh, my
you're
God.
gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
It's true. All his links are in the description down below. A couple things for us. You have to do everything he said, but make sure that if you've made it this far in the YouTube video that you leave a like. It really helps us out. If you don't like, I'll go as far to say that I hate you. Okay?
If you don't do it,
haven't
I'm so
subscribed-
mad.
It really upsets me so deeply. If you haven't subscribed, Ephraim hates you. I just think that I think you have some figuring out to do. I'm just a little upset about it.
I hate them too.
Come
and I
on,
will
yeah,
unfriend
come on,
you.
Roger.
If you
Yeah.
friend me on social media and do not like this, I will unfriend you, and it'll be the worst day of your life.
Well, what are you going to do now? Go ahead.
Do it. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. We're getting some serious traction on Instagram. Get us to 500 followers on Instagram. That's number one.
That's
But
frightening.
also, if you want if you want some some horror, creepy stuff, we have a different channel called 3 Ways to Survive.
It's on a different channel, guys.
It's not here. Stop asking. But let me calm down for a second. Okay, and then there's also a couple videos of us playing video games, another fucking Let's Play as always. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, press any and all buttons available to you. Leave a review. It'd be nice. 5 stars and all that crap. It's a good way to support.
Nothing else with 5 stars, right? I mean, it's only 5 stars. I think if you hit like 4 stars or 3 stars, I think you die. I'm not sure.
As far as I'm concerned, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You might as well be.
You know, this is actually working. This is actually working because somebody subscribed to the video game thing. And we haven't posted a video on there in months.
It is true. It's true, but hey, they're doing what we say, so we're going to keep saying it.
Uh-huh.
Hey, man. Roger!
What
a fun fucking conversation. We can't wait to see what's next. If you have any extra tickets to the cruise, you got to send it our way. But more importantly, man, if you're ever in the New York area, you got to hit us up. We got to grab a drink.
Especially you're gonna, it's not official yet. I think we're just signing the contract now. But I will be out in New Jersey. I think in Newark in October. I think October 1st.
Oh, bro, you got to get us you got to hook us up with some tickets for that.
We'll see what we can do.
Outstanding, my man.
Oh.
But yeah, man, you're super talented. I'm excited.
Amazing.
I'm happy to have met the god of Kansas.
The god of Kansas.
The god of Kansas, not the king. The god of Kansas.
That's right. Well, thank you for elevating me, y'all.
Of course.
Oh, absolutely.
Likewise.
You make it easy for us. You make it so
I gotta
easy.
have y'all on my Sunday night show too, because I think y'all would kill it. Y'all would kill it.
Yeah, no, we'd love that. We'd love it.
We got it. Ethan, you got anything else to say?
Anything else to say? All I gotta say is I don't have anything else to say, but I do have to sing "Back to Kansas."
There you go. It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming, boys.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
See you next time.